this might just be one of the most important video you watch on YouTube today. If you're an international student and you are worried about funding your education abroad, or you're someone who wants to travel abroad through studies, but your worry is the high cost of education and how you fund it and all of that, this video will clear a lot of doubts for you and will potentially save you a ton of money and will potentially make you to actually study abroad in no distant time. So you want to watch this video to the very end, because I'm going to share all the tips that I remember that are helping people today. And one important thing in this video as well that I'm going to share at the end, it's a surprise. Make sure you don't miss that. Let's get it. The first one is personal finance. A lot of times, a lot of people just think that they don't have money to study abroad because they don't have millions. But one thing I want to actually encourage you today is that no matter what you have, you can use it to start your abroad journey. For example, when I started my own abroad journey, the only money I saved was IELTS money. And when I saved for IELTS and when I had to write that exam and passed, it was as if a lot of doors opened for me. I saw the possibility, I started telling people proudly that I want to study, I want to travel to this particular country. Look, I have passed my IELTS. And people that were closed mind before about supporting me to travel abroad started to support me in so many surprising ways. So if you're one of those people that think that because you don't have millions right now, you cannot start your abroad journey, there are many ways that you can actually do this. First of all, if you want to study abroad, there are so many international exams that a lot of schools might require that you take, such as GRE, SAT, IELTS, TOEFL, all of those things. If you have identified the school that you want to go to and there is a particular requirement that once you get that, it will go a long way in helping you to start this journey, my encouragement in this number one is to save up for that. It could be your transcript, getting your transcript from your school and having it evaluated to match the country of your choice, if it is United States, for instance. So saving for that particularly, or even saving for applying for schools, because there are so many schools that you would want to go to, but they have application fees, right? And sometimes the ones that don't have application fees, maybe they don't have the course that you want to study, or it is very competitive. So sometimes going out of your way to even spend to get into one of the schools will give you a good basis for so many other ones that I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. What will help you in raising funds largely is getting admission. So if there is anything at all that will be a barrier for you to getting admission, try and overcome that by saving up for that, because that will give you a basis, will give you a platform, will give you a higher chance of even applying for other funding opportunities if that is what you're going to be going for. So start with what you have. That is the number one funding advice that I'll give you on this video. The second one is scholarships, and a lot of people will roll their eyes on this because the scholarship involve a lot of paperwork, a lot of application, a lot of heartaches in terms of when you get all those negative emails that you were not selected. But one thing I want to encourage you is that if you apply for scholarships correctly, you will be surprised. A lot of people have gotten scholarship and they thought they were not even qualified enough for those scholarship, and they got it. Because reason is because when some of these popular scholarships comes out, a lot of people like you watching this video will be like, oh, this is very competitive, it has a lot of paperwork and all of that, and a lot of people that would have qualified for it will just shy away because they feel like they don't have a chance. And then those people that push through, submit all the necessary documents and everything, we now have less competition. Even sometimes you'll be thinking that their competition will be high, but because a lot of people will have the same mindset that is competitive and they will not turn in their application, they will end up getting that scholarship. So if you see one that you're qualified for, or if you have applied for one in the past, even before that scholarship opens up, and a good one is Chevening, Fulbright, all those popular ones, first of all, go to their website. Even if it is not open right now, check their requirements. If you know you meet their requirement even before it opens up, a good way or a good strategy is to make sure that you have the requirements, so that once it comes up, you give it time. So what I have seen that works for me, when I see all my commitments, my school commitment, my job and all of that, anytime I want to write anything associated with my studies, my homework and all of that, I will just block time, and then I will set an alarm for 1 hour. Say this is what I want to achieve in this 1 hour, and within that hour I will try to go as far as I can, and I will ignore everything like social media, whatever, and focus and get it done at that time. So you can do that with scholarships as well. When you are applying, just block a certain amount of time and do your application well. Another thing to do before the applications open, or even if you see any application, is to search on LinkedIn or search on Facebook for people who have won that scholarship in the past, and message them and see if they will share some insights that will help you to get that scholarship. This has helped a lot of people, and I use this all the time. Even if I'm looking for a job, I try to go to Facebook, search for groups that are related for that job. LinkedIn, the same thing. Someone that is already working, talk to my colleagues about that particular thing. And usually I'm surprised at how people are going out of their way to help me out, in that particular. So you can use that in this school, whether you're applying for school, look for someone in that school on Facebook or LinkedIn. Whether you're applying for scholarship, the same thing. So you can use that. So do not neglect scholarship, because it can save you a ton of money, energy, and all the stress associated with funding your education abroad. 3 is grants and bursaries. One thing that a lot of people don't know is that there are other things that you can actually apply for that are not scholarships. Sometimes some countries like in India, Nigeria, federal government, they will come up with grants for students that want to study abroad. So you make sure you are going to your government website to find out if they have anything. Sometimes a good place to go to in every country is, if it is United States, for instance, you can go to the United States embassies in your country. The same with the UK embassies in your country. Sometimes they have all those grant opportunities for citizens of those countries. So this is a good way of also funding your education abroad. So if you want to study abroad, always explore these grants and bursaries. They are usually government funding these people, and they don't expect you to pay back in any form or shape. So definitely do not neglect this aspect. It's good to even research before they come out, so that you have all of that in mind. So guys, if you are still not writing these things down, I don't know what you're waiting for. If this is not for you, you can even give it to someone and tell the person, if you want to study abroad, make sure you go through this list and use it as something that will help you. This is a good resource, and I don't even have time to edit this video, but I'm going to share all the things here, so make sure you stay with me. And if you have not yet liked this video, subscribe and share with someone, because I believe people will find it useful. 4 is graduate assistantship. So this is usually for people who are going for graduate programs, and this is more popular in Canada and in the United States. I believe United States more. So for graduate assistantship, it comes in different ways. So when you hear graduate assistant, there you have like teaching assistant, you have research assistant, you have other assistants. So for teaching assistant, you're helping out in your particular department, like your professors, you're helping them with maybe some of the jobs that they actually need that they can give their students. For research, usually the professors as well that have researches going on and they have funding for that, they can actually employ a student to help them out with their research. For teaching assistant, you can usually find it internally in the school website, usually for people who already got admission. So the reason why I'm encouraging you to first of all get admission, because once you have that admission and you are applying for both funding and for scholarship, it is easier. You have a higher chance than all other people who don't have admission yet. So once you get admission, you have a higher chance of applying for other internal scholarships and funding. So if you already have an admission in a particular school, then you can have access to their internal job openings. Like now that I'm studying, I have access to where they will say, do you want to apply for graduate assistantships and all of that? Then you can apply for those positions too. Again, for research assistant, usually this is with the professor. So if you are studying a particular course in your school, especially maybe you have already started, so you can continue to apply for funding all through your school, okay? Because it will help you, even if you're paying out of pocket or whatever, you can always use the scholarship for more like textbooks and stuff like that. So what you can do is to apply to a particular professor. If you already got admission, you're still in your home country, you can also do this. We'll search for professors in that your area. Submit your CV to them, talk to them about what you can do to help them in their research or something like that. I have another video that I've described this in detail as well. I'm going to share the link in the description. So for research assistant, usually the professors, they are the ones that will most likely recommend you for that job. But for teaching assistant, you get it on the internet, on their internal website. There are other ones as well that assisting maybe in the department as a whole, maybe Office of International Students, office like there are so many offices in schools, other jobs. If you already have admission, you can reach out to those Office of International Students or whatever, and you can apply to them, okay, to help with those jobs. So those things are in existence, guys. These are the ways that people are funding their education these days. 5 is international loan companies. It's very obvious that you may not be able to get the student loan for the country that you're going to because you are not a citizen or permanent resident of those countries. But some companies are beginning to come out these days to sponsor international students. One of them that I feel like is really very good is Empower. Empower, they don't require so many cosigners and all the paperwork that so many other loan companies are requiring, and that is why I actually partnered up with them for some time, and I help students to make sure that they are able to secure their funding. And usually what I encourage people is to explore these first 4 things that I actually talked about in this video before you explore any loan. And even when you have loan, continue to explore all these other grants, scholarship funding, school work, and all of that, because that way you reduce your loan burden. Because loan, of course, loan is loan. If you are not paying up and all of that, the interest will continue to go up. So definitely you want to explore all other options before this one, but at least you have an option that you will not say I want to work abroad, I want to study abroad, and funding is an issue, because there are so many ways. And listen, if you get admission in any school and you are looking for a way to apply to any of this, now a lot of people still apply to this loan company and they don't get in. That is because they don't really know what they are looking for. So that is the reason why I partnered up with them, went for their training, so I will understand why is it that some students get this funding and some other students don't get funding. So guys, if you really want to explore the international loan companies or whatever, and you have an admission, you know someone that has an admission but they don't have funding, once you have admission with a partner school with Empower, or you're planning to apply and you want a recommendation on the schools and the kind of courses that is acceptable, that have a high chance of all of that, then you can also message me, or you can book a call with me on topmate.io/Lynda_AZ. I'll leave the link in the description. I can advise you on the course that is good for you and that you can get work permit at the end of your school that is longer than normal. I can also advise you on the schools that are partner schools and the schools that you have a high chance of getting these loans. Okay, so I can do that for you if you're a registered nurse, or if you know someone that has an admission or who is trying to apply and you are confused on the kind of course. You can book a call with me and I can help you to establish that plan, and this will help you in your journey. So if it is for Canada as well, there is another loan company out there that can help you. Empower also helps for United States schools and also Canada, and in Canada as well, Passage also helps with Canada. And one interesting thing about these loan companies as well, they have also partners with reputable schools. Have you seen anyone applying to schools abroad and they get admission and they are scared? I don't even know whether this school is in existence or whatever. So one tip and a bonus tip I want to give you is that even when you don't want to go with loan companies, right, you can use them as a resource. Go onto their website and see the schools that they have partnered with, because they will not partner with any school that is not in existence, and they will not partner with schools that are not reputable because they want to get their money back, right? So their resources there will be a good way for you to choose the schools that you're applying to, so that you know that these schools are in existence, they are reputable, and they are partnering with companies. Again, is that for Passage in Canada as well, they have associate degrees. They don't have all these like masters, and all these bigger courses that are more expensive. They have cheaper ones, associate program, certificate programs that they are also willing to sponsor, which is really cool. And they are partnered with certain schools, so if you apply through them as well, you have a chance of getting funding. So guys, explore these options, and if you're confused at any point at this time, that is why I'm here, because if I was still starting my journey, my abroad journey at this time, I'm sure that there's nothing that will stop me, guys. There is nothing that will stop me. I will get to the tail of it, because I remember I got lots of admission and didn't get any scholarship, and I gave up and decided to use another route, which is work route, to now travel. But if it is today, I won't waste all those time. I will be able to explore all these things that I'm talking about in this video. So if you're watching this video and you're like, okay, saving money for my transcript evaluation for English, what am I going to do? How am I even going to save that? I don't even earn a lot. There is something I want to share with you. When I was still starting my own journey, one thing that really helped me to save up for my abroad journey was working remotely. So you can actually work remotely these days in so many ways, in different shapes and forms. If you want to work remotely from Africa, from anywhere around the world, there are opportunities that you can actually leverage in terms of writing, freelancing. Some people think that these things don't work. Some people don't know that you can actually work with legit companies online and make money. But a lot of people are doing it close to you in your home country. I did it, and I was able to testify that if I can do some of these things from Nigeria, there's no one that can't do it. So guys, remote work is real if you find a legit company. So explore that as a way of raising funds for at least the beginning of your journey, because that beginning is actually the main thing, getting admission. Some people that apply to all these law companies and they never get response, or they get denied, is because they've not even started, they've not seen your seriousness. You don't even have admission and you're applying for loan, because that's what I see for people who apply under my partnership in Empower. They are just trying, they will just apply $40,000. They don't have admission yet. So people that succeed are people who have already started when it comes to raising funds for, like, in terms of loan. So when you already have admission, you can see from all my explanation that it will give you a higher edge, it will give you a higher place in any of the application for funding. Okay guys, so explore remote jobs, and if you want me to start sharing any remote opportunities that come my way, I'll be more than willing to share anytime I see any remote job that I feel is legit and that people can actually leverage on this channel. If you want that, you can let me know in the comment section, say share remote jobs, and I will start looking out for these ones and also share on this channel. So guys, these are the 5 top ways, and a bonus one, which is the remote job, that you can raise funds and be able to study abroad. So guys, don't slack, don't allow your dreams to be taken away from you because of funding. You can do this, and I really pray for you that is watching this video, that's your dream, that's your aspiration of doing great things by studying abroad, going for all these things, will come true. Okay, I pray for you that it will come true in the name of Jesus. And I wish you the best and best and best of your career. Thank you so much for watching, and please share with someone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.